As Age of Calamity inches closer and closer, the story of the Great Calamity becomes more and more fascinating with each new trailer. Especially that new one, a mysterious Gerudo leading the Yiga in preparation of Ganon's resurrection. Holy shit. But the question is, how much will Nintendo invest in tying together this story? Is the timeline reveal in the realm of possibilities? What's up, my homies? It's Edible Incredible, and today, let's discuss some good old Age of Calamity lore. So, first and foremost, I'm not predicting this whatsoever. Instead, I want to simply bring this possibility to your attention. Way back before the release of Breath of the Wild, Aonuma promised that the game would reveal where it takes place on the timeline. Initially, most of us believed that the very first memory, where Link bows before Zelda, was what Aonuma must have been hinting at. She states whether skyward bound, adrift in time,
or steeped in the glowing embers of twilight, the sacred blade is forever bound to the soul of the hero.
We later found out that there's even more to this speech, which mentions over the seas of time and distance. And on top of that, translations from other languages apparently shed light on even more timeline references. But either way, as we all know by now, there's countless references to all three timelines sprinkled throughout the game. Because of this, as well as Nintendo placing it at the very end on their official website, people have begun to believe that it is in fact a convergence. Like I've said before though, I don't feel like that theory has proven to be official quite yet. Especially because the placement is separated with a line from all the other games. It only clarifies that it is at the end of a reality. Nintendo has a perfect chance to make things official in Age of Calamity, and maybe even more so that it is a prequel, in the sense of connecting the dots to the past before moving things forward in the sequel. It seems as if they are already wiping the slate clean of the most asked for aspects by providing them in Age of Calamity, being a playable Zelda, the Return of the Champions, filling in plot holes from Breath of the Wild, a bustling castle town, and something a majority of us didn't necessarily wish for, but unknowingly desired, was a young Purah, Robbie, and Impa. Confirming the timeline placement would be the cherry on top for Breath of the Wild lore enthusiasts, and allow them to avoid being bogged down by fans demanding it in Breath of the Wild 2, which would give them freedom to do whatever the hell they wanted, go down any path they so desired for the tale of the sequel. And same goes for any future release. So in the event that the Age of Calamity story stays canon, would you like to get a confirmation of the timeline in-game? Or would you prefer it to happen in Breath of the Wild 2? Let me know down below, and as always, I hope you all stay hyped. Peace. Peace. Hello again, my homies, and thank you so much for watching that 3.5 minute video. So I want to do this added little bonus thingy majingy. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna call this. I don't know if I'm ever gonna do this again. But I want to do some theorizing in a non-scripted fashion, because it's not a super long theory. It's not even a theory, it's just speculation. And I didn't want to have it in a full-fledged video. So, if you remember back to Ocarina of Time, I forget who mentioned it, but it was mentioned that a male Gerudo is born every 100 years. And I don't believe, let me know if I'm wrong, let me know if I've missed this in creating the champion, or some Hyrule story, or some Zelda book, or something in gaming I've missed, that rejects this 100-year thing for future Zelda titles. As far as I know, I don't think so. You see the Gerudo in Breath of the Wild, they are extremely anti-male, if you will, for their race specifically. So, whenever a male is born, if they are still destined to be born every 100 years, what do they do with the Gerudo? First of all, what I want to bring up before I mention about this mysterious guy, it's kind of dark, But I think what they do is when a baby is born and it's male every 100 years, they probably just butcher the baby. They don't want any chance of evil spawning, right? I think that this is actually a male. Who knows for sure? It could be a female. People probably more so saying it's a female because of the eyeliner and all that. But who knows for sure, right? Because Ghirahim definitely has some eyeliner. So I believe that this may be a male Gerudo exile, meaning upon his birth, the Gerudo were not able to kill this baby, or they thought they were able to kill this baby and disposed of it, and it was able to get away and plot its revenge by summoning the original Ganondorf, whatever. So yeah, I want to throw that out there, some food for thought. It has that Gerudo symbol on his or her back. They could just be a fan of the Gerudo because they want to bring back Ganondorf. They could be a totally different race. They do have that yellow eye, which is a dominant Ganondorf feature, the yellow eye. I think the corpse is the original Ganondorf from Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Ocarina. It's all the same dude. But this is another male that was able to live his life, and he lived elsewhere, maybe with the Yiga. He started living with the Yiga, which makes sense because the Yiga don't live too far from Gerudo Town, right? But yeah, I think that'd make a lot of sense. Why he's like, screw the Gerudo, screw the world, Ganondorf is great, why are you butchering when a male happens? Let this destiny come to fruition. So, what do you think? Sorry I rambled for another like 3-4 minutes, whatever the hell this was. I've been itching to do more unscripted stuff, and I didn't want to do an unscripted thing if it wasn't a reaction, unless it's at the end of a video. I thought of that idea, so let me know what you think about this, and as always, for real this time, you all stay hyped, stay awesome,